Welcome to episode 58 of All the Books, the official podcast of the David A. Howe Public Library. I'm sick.
And I'm Nick.
No, you're supposed to say you're tired.
Oh, they rhyme.
Yeah.
Sick, Nick.
But it's
but
also
I
a
am
thing to
tired.
say sick
I'm
and
tired.
tired.
You're
You're
sick and
tired
tired.
today. I'm sick today.
I'm tired today.
I'll forget it.
Yeah.
I'm Eric Mickles.
We'll fix that in editing.
Yeah.
I'm Nick Gunning.
Wait, who's editing this now?
You don't edit this?
No.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, everything you say.
Oh, your language is so rough.
Yeah,
That's the
it is.
thing.
So
Okay.
we talk about book news, author news, and literary news.
All that stuff.
Right here at the David A. Howe Public Library.
Yep.
Because we're the official podcast with David A. Howe Public
That's
Library.
right. Before we get started, I want to say a quick thank you to Bill Heaney and all the historical societies in Allegheny County for all the work they put into History Week, which was last week. We had displays up. We had the replica pistols loaned by J.P. Morgan Chase.
Yeah.
Thanks to Craig Brack, Jim Pomeroy, and Brendan Heaney for their auditorium presentations that were well attended, well received. So
Yeah.
the whole week was fun. It went really well.
Yeah.
And so thank you for everybody who put the hard work into that.
Before we get started,
Yeah.
I want to thank my light, I don't want to say like personal savior, but he definitely carries me through every day. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, thank you.
You're being played off. Did
Am I? No, Dwayne.
you say Drake?
No, Dwayne
Oh, I
The
thought-
Rock Johnson.
oh, okay.
He just released a picture for the new Jumanji movie he's in.
Wow.
Yeah.
I loved that original.
I don't get Jumanji.
You don't get that? Robin Williams, Kirsten Dunst.
I mean, as a kid, I remember thinking like, this should be better.
Oh, I loved it.
But you know what it is? I didn't think Robin Williams was being funny in that. So like as a kid, I just wanted more of the animal stuff.
Oh, that's true. Well, he wasn't really funny in it. No.
No.
It's just kind of an adventure.
Yeah, I guess I couldn't figure out the tone as a kid.
I did a book report. I mean, I love the original books. You ever read the original picture book that it's
Yeah.
based on? I love that. Then I did a book report whenever that movie came out on
Okay.
the novelization.
Right.
Teacher wasn't happy about it, but I enjoyed the novelization. And that man who wrote that went on to write some young adult novels. Still writing
Cool.
today. So
I
Yeah.
don't understand because he's going to be in this movie Jumanji, The Rock
Dwayne
is.
The Rock Johnson.
And then he's going to be in Disney's The Jungle Cruise. It
Huh.
feels like you're in two of the same
that's
movies,
same
The Rock.
thing, yeah.
So, and he's already been in
The Tooth Fairy. Don't forget that.
the
Journey.
Journey 2.
Yeah.
What do they call that one? The
Mysterious
Mysterious Island.
Island,
So
yeah.
he's basically done the same movie three times
Yes.
now.
He's got a weird career.
You know who else is in Jumanji?
who?
Kevin Hart,
Okay.
Karen Gillan, who is the redhead companion from Doctor Who.
Oh, from Selfie, the show.
Yes,
Yeah.
Selfie.
Okay.
Also, Jack Black.
Weird.
So it's like, it's going to be another situation where like, well, this is going to be hilarious. And I'm
Yeah.
going to go in and it's not going to be funny at
It's gonna
all.
be a tower heist situation.
Yes.
Where you got
No.
Eddie Murphy.
I
and
think
Bill
Jack
Lapps.
Black would know not to be in a tower heist situation, right?
One would
He
hope.
seems to make some decent choices. Even The Rock has been making some pretty decent choices lately.
Yeah. Speaking of Jack Black and weird choices, I'm one of the few people on Earth who loves the movie Be Kind, Rewind.
I like Be Kind,
Do
Rewind.
you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Most people don't, so I'm glad that you like it.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
But it's funny because you've never seen Ghostbusters. So
No.
that whole 10-minute, like, them doing a sweeted version of Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
all the jokes are just over your head.
That's true.
But I mean, they're still pretty funny.
Yeah.
I
I
would
mean,
imagine.
I know what Ghostbusters is.
Yeah.
It wasn't hard to.
But they do, like,
it out.
shots from the... It's great.
Oh, okay.
I've been slimed.
Well, maybe after. I got to watch Ghostbusters this Halloween.
Eventually.
Folks, we're going to be talking a lot of Halloween. So we're going to be talking
Yeah.
Halloween movies. We're going to have a special guest for that one.
Are we?
Yeah. Our
Oh,
own
yeah.
Sally Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
Teaches regular craft classes here at the David A. Howe
Yeah.
Library. She
Spooky craft classes.
arguably she's the queen of Halloween.
Oh.
I think she might
All right.
be.
But you dubbed me the king.
Yeah.
So that means I got to be careful
In
because she might
neighboring
try to
countries, though.
assassinate me.
Yeah, you're the king of Old Hallows Eve. She's the queen of Halloween. So it's
Ah, okay.
neighboring countries
Yeah.
to get along.
Yeah.
So.
And you're the Duke of Funk?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Just making sure.
Bing, bong.
Yeah. All right.
So send us your thoughts on what are we doing? We're doing Halloween movies. We're
Yeah.
doing Halloween reads.
Yeah.
And of course, we're going to talk Alexander McCall Smith because he's coming.
Because he's a spooky guy.
No.
He has
It's not
nothing to-
Halloween related.
No.
He's coming October 20th.
Yeah.
Tickets for the reception are printed and ready to go, so you can
Yeah.
get them in the library. $35. You get to meet him. You get food from the
He's
country
the
club.
official Alexander McCall Smith of the David A. Public Library.
He is, yeah.
So,
To come to the talk is free, but if you want to come to the reception and get a book signed,
Yeah.
there's a $35 charge for that.
Kilt-
Live music from Houghton College.
we can't promise he'll be in a kilt or not.
No, we can't
but
promise. We can't promise.
There's
But
always that chance.
If I was a betting man,
Yeah.
it's the odds are good. Let's
All
say
right.
that.
I bet you $20 he won't be in a kilt.
I don't accept.
Betting man. I was about to say something. On the topic of Halloween, we just watched The Frighteners
Yeah.
as starting off our Halloween
Yes, we did.
watching.
Yes, we
so
did.
that's official. The listeners need to know.
I know.
The Frighteners, a 1996 Michael J. Fox film. Michael J. Fox's last film.
Yeah.
So-
well, his last film in a starring role.
That's true. He did Atlantis
He
a
did
few
other
years
things,
later.
Yeah.
So,
He
did
showed up.
you like it?
Yeah, I did like it.
it's
It's
all
a
right.
weird. It's a weird, goofy movie.
It's a
The
weird tone. It's
is-
not a
yeah.
comedy, but sometimes it wants to be. But
Yeah.
when it wants to be, it's never funny.
Yeah.
It's trying to be like really spooky sometimes, but it's not.
Yeah, I'll say this for the Frighteners: I was never bored.
Okay.
Confused.
Apparently,
certainly, but
it
never
had more
bored.
CGI in that film than Independence Day, which came out the same year.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they did rely heavily on it.
Yeah. So, all right, let's
Yeah.
move on from the Frighteners, like most of society has.
Well, up first, we're going to do our bookmark segment. Where
No,
we
we're
discuss-
Yeah, we can. Sorry.
Wait, did you have something else you want to talk about?
No, I don't.
Oh,
Not
okay.
at all.
Oh, well, that was needlessly disruptive.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about things we've been reading, whether we recommend them or not. A little bit of reader's advisory coming to you now, live from Eric and Nick.
Really explaining what our bookmark segment is.
You never know. This
This is a segment
this
where
could
Eric
be
has read
somebody's
something.
first all the books.
That's true.
So
You gotta treat it like a Marvel comic.
That's right.
Back in the 60s.
Yeah.
Every
Every-
issue,
yeah.
first page, first 2 pages really explain everything about the character,
Yeah.
problems they're having,
Yep.
powers they have. I can keep going.
Yeah.
I won't.
That was. I think you should read. Last week, if you recall, I was talking about Spidey, a new Spider-Man series.
Sure.
And I think you should read it because they do a play on that.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
first page of every issue shows the Spider-Man origin, but the dialogue's always different. He's like narrating over it.
That's funny.
It is really funny.
Okay.
It works well. So what have you been reading, buddy?
I finished Calamity.
Oh,
which
Brandon
is
Sanderson.
Brandon Sanderson, the third Reckoner's book.
Is that a trilogy? Is that done, or is it going to?
Yeah, as far as I know, it's a trilogy. I haven't seen him announce.
It's a young adult series.
It is a young adult series. I gave it 2 stars. It's an unpopular
Okay.
opinion. Most people loved it. I guess I just never connected with the characters past the first book,
Okay.
and I never connected with the action.
So
since the first
Steelheart.
book. Steelheart is what I really liked.
Okay.
Firefight was fine, but it was the third one. I just felt like the climax didn't really do it,
Okay.
so wasn't a fan. Yeah, but it's got a 4.0 rating on Goodreads or something. So
And we have this whole series in the young
Yeah.
adult section.
yeah, we do. And they check out a lot.
Yeah, they do
So-
seem to be popular.
They've got pretty
My
good
sister-in-law
cover
reads it.
designs.
My sister-in-law's reading Calamity
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, they're one of the smarter ones that have like looking at the cover like, oh, I think I might like this.
okay.
So it's pretty important in the young adult
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the only thing I read.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, man.
That's okay.
I've been sick.
All right, yeah, you sound it.
Yeah, see?
You sound a little like Cher.
Yeah, that was
over
gross.
there.
I do, yeah. You will hear the-
It's way too high pitched. I think you forgot what you were doing.
All right. But I also didn't want to start anything right away because I was waiting until the Halloween season started.
yeah.
So I've got my 5 books. So I did grab book number 1 that I'm going to read for my Halloween reads, which is 8 Days of Summer. I
Okay.
might have said that wrong. By Leo Hunt.
Starring Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah. No,
Not really.
It's the second book. The first book was 13 Days of Midnight by Leo Hunt. And I
Okay.
had really liked that one.
Did you read that last Halloween?
No, I read it in August because I got it in a advanced reader's copy.
Okay.
So I read it in August, but it was very like Halloweenish. I really liked it. Weenish is such a
Yeah.
A
it's weird
dangerous
thing
word
say.
to-
Well, I mean, you've already dropped that you have a Halloween reading list. Now
Yeah.
I need to hear it.
oh geez. All right, so the plan so far is to read the 8 Days of Summer
Okay.
by Leo Hunt, Pet Cemetery,
Yeah,
which
we've
you
been putting
promised
that-
me you're gonna
Yeah.
read with me.
Yeah.
I've put this off 2 Halloweens now.
Yeah, I know.
So
Why? Because we read Doctor Sleep,
you wanted to read Doctor Sleep.
and then last year we did Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
For the book club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which you loved.
I did like
If I
Salem's
recall,
Lot, yeah.
yeah.
But
Is that your favorite Stephen King? Would you say Salem's Lot?
yeah. But every time you're like, no, I want to read Pet Cemetery with you, but wait.
Yeah, yeah.
Not this year we're doing it. And you know what? The book I'm reading by Leo Hunt is actually called 8 Rivers of Shadow. So it has nothing to do with days or summer.
Yeah. Okay. Eight
So,
Rivers of Shadow.
8 Rivers of Shadow, Pet Cemetery by Stephen King.
Okay.
The Devil's Only Phlegm. Phlegm.
Devil's
yeah.
Only
Oh, I gotta get rid of this.
Good for him.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, The Devil's Only Friend by Dan Wells, which is book 4 of the John Cleaver series.
Oh,
the first book is
I'm Not a Serial
I Am Not a Serial Killer, which I'm planning to watch that movie. You want to watch that?
Yeah, I do want to watch it.
Okay,
Let
it's
me
got
know.
Christopher Lloyd in it.
What, should I read these books? You've never committed to whether or not you think I should try this series.
Why don't you watch the movie
Okay.
and then decide?
All right. You want to explain the series?
It's just about a kid who is a self-diagnosed sociopath, and he knows he has some of the traits of a serial killer.
Huh.
So he tries to keep himself in check with some rules and balances to keep himself from being a serial killer. But lo and behold, a serial killer shows up in his small hometown. And so he starts using his knowledge of serial killers to track this guy down. But some things might not be as they seem.
Interesting.
So
Well, I'm intrigued.
I'm going to read Dean Koontz' Frankenstein, which
Ah.
you are also doing for a book club.
Featuring that in a book club.
Yeah.
Our staff member,
Do you
Jessica.
know anything
here-
about that series?
I don't, but Jessica, who works in the front desk, loves it.
Really?
She's read the whole series.
5
is
books or
super
something?
excited about it, yeah. So she's going to join us. Eric and I are leading this book club together, and then Jessica's going to join us, too.
Are you
So-
curious? Because you hated Odd Thomas.
I hated Odd
Yeah,
Thomas.
so-
yeah, I despised it.
Do you
So-
think it's just going to be like a different...
Well, I've heard that Odd Thomas is like atypical of Dean Koontz writing.
Really?
Even Dean Koontz fans seem to agree that it's different.
Okay.
It's borderline young adult, and I think it's sort of in the same vein of The Frighteners, in that you either can just embrace the weirdness.
yeah.
There's even Elvis stuff that happens in it. So
Okay.
if you can embrace the weirdness and just accept it, then,
All right.
but I just never could. So I'm more optimistic about Frankenstein.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to reading it. Have you read the Mary Shelley original?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
I've only read the stage version.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It definitely goes up and down in terms of interest
Okay.
because it's told from Dr. Frankenstein, but
Okay.
then the monster just kind of disappears for a while, and then he finally shows up and he tells his story,
Yeah.
and that's really interesting.
Yeah.
But it takes a while for that to
Yeah,
happen again.
that's what the play is like as well.
Yeah, and then I want to leave Lovecraft Country. I can't say it. Lovecraft County.
Okay.
Nope, it's country.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time today.
That's all right.
I'm
You're-
sick.
you're sick. We know.
Lovecraft Country. It's a story about a African American family that gets lost in the, I believe it's like New England area.
Okay.
But guess what?
What?
They have to deal with racism
Oh my gosh.
and maybe Lovecraft stuff. So I'm not entirely sure. Fun fact: H.P. Lovecraft was a super racist.
Really?
Yeah.
That is fun.
Isn't it? So anyway, can't believe I called 8 Rivers of Shadow 8 Days of Summer.
neither.
8 Days of Summer sounds like a fun little romp. Where
It sure does.
sounds like sounds like it could be the sequel to
Yeah.
First Days of Autumn.
Yeah, it does. It
So.
does. Keen-eared listeners may have noticed that the Wolfen was not.
The Wolfen
In that
is.
list.
I might replace Lovecraft Country
Okay,
with the
with the
Wolfen.
Wolfen. I mean, you
because
made
I
a-
did promise to read
you
the
made
Wolfen.
a promise to our
Yes.
listeners.
I made a promise. I need to
So,
keep it.
I wanted to read it.
The Wolfen?
Yeah.
Well, you read it then.
Well, no, I.
We could both read it.
I didn't
We
make
can't
that
be
promise.
reading. If
No.
we're both reading Pet Cemetery and
Yeah.
Frankenstein, we
No,
can't read a
it's
third
too-
book
it's
together.
Too much. Yeah, that's too cute.
All right.
That was early on, wasn't it? What? Do you remember what?
The Wolfen?
Yeah, the Wolfen.
Wasn't that episode 8?
Was it? Yes, it is. Episode 8. So if you want to hear, we featured the Wolfman. Sorry,
The Wolfman, you
Wolfen,
wish.
I know, as one of our Lonely Hearts book clubs. It's a book we've had in the collection that's never circulated. Eric and I were skeptical, but when we discussed it,
It
and
sounded really.
read sections,
Yeah.
we were actually kind of into it.
And it wasn't
so-
that it was like super intriguing or like this. It was just like, this sounds pretty decent.
Yeah, it sounded fun.
So,
So you can check out episode 8
bunch
if
of
you really want
Wolfens lost
to
in
learn
New
all
York.
about that. Yep.
Maybe it'll have like a Gremlins vibe.
Apparently, in episode 8, we also teased Nicholas Sparks pretty mercilessly. So
You know what? It's
What?
because I was reading I was reading the description of a book, and you were guessing every part of it. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. We gave Nicholas Spark a pretty
And
rough
now
time.
We're going to be featuring Nicholas Sparks for our Valentine
Hopefully,
episode.
yeah.
So
He'll have
We're
a new
waiting.
book coming out in October.
yeah, he does.
So
He's always ready.
2 by 2, Hands of Blue.
Yep. All right.
No, that's a Firefly thing. What have you been reading? Because
let
I
me-
didn't do anything, but I just
I
took
understand.
over.
Well, I think I made up for you because I read a lot of graphics, so that skews
And a lot
little
of
bit,
children's books.
Yeah.
You've been learning to use the potty,
I didn't
I
count
believe,
those.
from your
Yeah,
Goodreads.
that's true. That's my yeah.
If you didn't know Nick had a kid, you
Yeah.
would think he has a lot of problems right now.
That's true. Yeah, I've been going through. Here's what I'm currently reading to my son. I'm cycling through Dr. Seuss books, and we're done. We're in posthumous releases now. I've only got a few more. Clifford by Norman Bridwell.
Sure.
Critter by Mercer Mayer.
Yeah.
The Tractor Max series by Billy Steers, which I think you would enjoy.
Sure would.
And, it's just fun, you know.
Okay.
And potty books.
Yeah.
I just look at our system, and I've been getting every children's book with the word potty in it, just
Yeah.
to really drive it into his
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's working.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has
Has Critter learned to use the potty yet?
Yeah, it's little sister. Critter's little sister uses
Oh.
the potty. Yeah,
Okay.
we bought that one. So we got that locked
Nice.
in. All right, so I'm going to start with the graphics that I read, and then
All
I'll
right.
go back to like regular books. So if you don't like
Hey.
graphic novels or me talking about it, you can just fix.
Don't apologize for them.
No, I'm just telling people they can fix themselves a sandwich if they don't want to hear me talk about graphic novels.
What if
All
they're
right.
listening in their headphones and they're making a sandwich while listening?
Obi-Wan and Anakin?
Yeah, you read this because I read it.
Yeah, Eric ordered this.
Uh-huh.
Desperately wanted me to read it.
Yeah.
I said no.
Yeah, he did.
And then you read it, didn't like it so much.
Well, because it made me sad.
I was desperate, picked it up, and I think it's my favorite of the new Star Wars series.
More than just like Star
Yeah.
Wars, Skywalker.
I was way into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about it was
Because
because you hate that time
I know.
of the Star Wars.
I know. Well, that's not entirely true. I hate the prequels. I've liked some of the expansions.
But you like
stuff
Revenge
I've
of the
read.
Sith.
Not really.
Yes, you did.
I don't know. I like the steampunky aspects. It
was steampunky.
It was. They just went in a totally different direction. It felt really atypical for Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Had like a fantasy vibe.
It did, yeah. And something about it worked for me. You
Huh.
know, they never really did much with the in the prequels. It was like Anakin can fix anything, and then we never talk about it again.
Yeah.
So it was kind of nice that was a big plot point, that he was like the savior to these
Yeah.
people. So I would encourage you to check it out if you've written off the prequels like me. Check out Obi-Wan and Anakin because
Yeah.
it really was.
This is an
fun.
Anakin that's a lot younger than what we saw.
Yeah.
So, not
So that
not
was
Jake
good.
Lloyd bowl cut Anakin.
Yeah,
but,
no. So
not
we-
Rat Tail.
We talked a little bit
Anakin?
about the difficulties of DC Comics following them. We had a
Yeah, I can't keep track.
New 52 totally rebooted everything.
Yeah.
Now we have Rebirth, which sort of like
Redone and everything.
yeah. So I read the first volume of one of the first Rebirth books that's out. Superman, Lois and Clark.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with Terry Hatcher or Dean
You
Cain,
wish, though.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
They weren't even drawn to look
No,
like
they didn't
him.
look anything
What
like
a-
him.
Yeah.
It was an okay book.
Yeah.
It was for something
It's
called
confusing,
Lois and
though,
Clark.
right?
Yeah. You would assume that Lois would play some role, but she was like, I don't know. She just had nothing. She offered nothing.
You know what the thing is?
So it's
I
kind of
shouldn't give
disappointing.
DC a hard time about not being easy to follow because I never, ever followed them. Like
yeah.
I never like followed. I only read like stuff I wanted to read. So I don't know why I've been making such a big deal lately. It's like, where do I start?
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna read Batman.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
Superman, I think, is the most confusing if you
Could be.
if you wanted to follow that
Well,
character.
and it
Because
rolls
now there's
through all
like
the
2
other
or 3.
titles. Yeah, Man of Steel, and it used to be when I was a kid. It was like Man of Tomorrow,
Right.
Man of Steel, Superman.
No, but I'm saying now with Rebirth, there's like 3 different versions of Superman.
that's true. Yeah.
And now he has now his son.
So
is
this was pretty self-contained, and I enjoyed it, but it was kind
You
of weak.
bought
and I
this for
wouldn't-
yourself?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
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 It's
I don't
funny
think
that the one Superman book you picked up from the Rebirth era is called Lois and Clark.
I know.
So-
Well, I didn't really think it would be something that like our regular patrons would enjoy. You know,
Maybe.
it seemed a little out there. So anyway, I checked it out.
And
it
yet,
was okay.
and yet, we have so much Green Hornet.
That circulates. It's all checked out right now.
Like-
Every volume of Eric's. Oh.
All right, what else are you reading?
But first of all, I recommend the Green Hornet series. We have it in our graphic novel collection. Here's another one that I bought this one, but then when it came, we weren't sure if it actually was an adult graphic novel or where it was supposed to go.
Oh yeah,
This is Moon Cop,
Moon Cop.
and I loved it.
Yeah, it just
I
came
read
upstairs
it
too.
just to find out, like, we were trying to figure out where to put it. and I
Yeah,
read
because it kind of had like the art style made us think of maybe it was juvenile.
Yeah, I did kind of seem that way. The humor, and not that it was like hilarious or anything, but I guess the plot and the humor
Yeah.
really are it's just for adults. It's not. That makes it sound like it's like some you
Yeah.
know, vulgar material. It's not. It's just it deals with like his loneliness and
Yeah.
different
Moon
things.
Cop.
It's just something that
Yeah, it's a fun little random thing that just showed
I
up.
know. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that. It's in the adult graphic novels in the news section. Check that out.
Yeah.
Finally, I've been following Vader Shadows and Secrets. Vader Volume 2
Yeah.
I read.
That's okay, man.
Yeah, I rated it the same as you, 3 stars.
Did you?
Just kind of a okay entry.
I like the character. I can't remember her name. What's her name?
Oh, I don't remember.
The-
His little protege.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
I don't
cool.
So we have all of these are things we have in the
It
graphic
starts with an A,
novels.
right?
I can't remember. And then I read Spider-Man One More Day, which is the universally maligned, panned.
Very bad.
Yeah. And everybody was right. It is terrible.
Yeah.
We don't have this in our collection.
No, we
It
don't.
was one that I was.
We just
reading
got
on my
American
own, but
Son, though.
Terrible. What's that?
You'll get up to there if you continue on your Spider-Man reading.
Okay.
So it's about him fighting Norman Osborn again,
Hmm.
but Norman Osborn after he's taken over the Avengers because he formed the Dark Avengers for a
Right.
while.
So this is new to our collection.
Yeah,
Cool.
just came upstairs. Yeah, it was only like $5, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get us this."
Nice.
It's a good one.
All right. So books.
Books.
I finished Girl on the Train, and that was another one that I thought was worthy of its reputation.
Wow.
I really loved that.
Wait, you mean another one as in like Brand New Day was worthy of his bad reputation.
Okay. One More Day was known to be terrible, and it was.
And Girl on the Train was good,
is
yeah.
known to be great, and it was.
Were you scared?
So I really didn't know where it was going to go. And it was the kind of thing where, like, once it's finished, you can see how you got there.
Yeah.
But I really was impressed with the way the story was structured, layered. You're following 3 different people. Yeah. Time jumps around a little bit. That could be confusing, but it wasn't. So I thought it was excellent. And then we're doing this for our book club, Page Turner's book club, and then we move on to Frankenstein. So if you want to join us for that talk.
When do you meet?
That's what I'm looking. It's October 5th.
All right. Wow, that's coming up.
3:30 October 5th.
That's
so
next week.
Please join us. You don't have to, we have a sign up, but if you want to just pop in and talk about Girl on the Train with us, please do. We meet in my office, which is upstairs behind the circ desk.
Very fancy.
Yep. And then finally, Good Vibrations by Mike Love. Brand new nonfiction. Mike Love, the front man of the Beach Boys, wrote a biography basically about the Beach Boys more than just about himself. And Mike Love is sort of, everyone knows that he's a jerk. That's just kind of the thing. He's like the jerkiest guy in rock and roll.
Okay.
So I was curious to read this book, and I was kind of surprised at how much of that he took. He was like, yeah, I'm kind of a jerk. Like, I was a jerk in this situation. I thought he owned up to quite a lot of it, and the Beach Boys have kind of a fascinating history.
Yeah.
For example, did you know that one of the Wilson brothers was like friends with Charles Manson, and Charles Manson co-wrote some Beach Boys lyrics?
Aha!
Crazy. There's all sorts of weird little things like that, and
or
just the way they go.
That Wilson from
Home Improvement
is related to the Beach Boys.
That was a great episode. Yeah. They showed up on Full House. Remember? Well, John Stamos is sort of a de facto Beach Boy. He like performs with them.
It's so crazy.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, good for John Stamos.
Anyway, so this Good Vibrations by Mike Love is new to our collection. I think if you're interested in 60s rock and roll or whatever the Beach Boys is, I don't know if I would say that's rock and roll.
Are they 60s?
Yeah, 60s. Yeah.
Sure.
They peaked before the Beatles came to the US, and then they've never stopped. I mean, the Beach Boys still tour regularly. It's pretty much, I mean, Brian Wilson has his own thing going on, but it's Mike Love and a few of the others still keep going.
All right.
But if you're interested in 60s rock, I would check it out. If you're a Beach Boys fan, I would check it out. Even
Mike
just
Love
like
as a person.
Rock, even just like a rock bio. I thought it was really well written.
Huh.
And I don't know. I devoured it. I read it really quickly.
All right.
Currently, I'm reading Emma by Alexander McCall Smith, which is our Contemporary Classics Book Club book. This is a retelling of Jane Austen's Emma, part of a special series where contemporary authors redo and update her books.
Did you get asked to do that?
Did I get asked?
Yeah, to reimagine.
Did they ask me?
Yeah.
They did ask me, but I was too busy. I was interim director
They didn't
at the
ask
time,
me.
and a lot of stuff was going on.
All right.
So I just didn't.
I was upset.
Yeah. So I've started that one, and it's pretty good so far. And I've also started Pet Sematary.
You started that already?
By Stephen King.
Oh, maybe I should start that one then.
Yeah. Well, if you want. I want to have plenty of time to read Frankenstein and everything, so I thought I'd start that right now.
All right.
So yeah, currently I'm reading Emma and Pet Sematary.
Well, then I'm also currently reading Pet Sematary.
No one has ever said I'm currently reading Emma and Pet Sematary.
At the same time,
it's never been said. So that's great.
I'm glad you're finally going to figure out what Pet Sematary is about. You have been confused for what, 3 years now?
Yeah. I don't know. It's about like evil cats.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, undead.
Undead.
Yeah.
Undead zombie cats.
Yeah. I mean, in part, I'm sure.
I don't know why I haven't read it before now. It sounds
okay.
It sounds.
Let's get to book
dynamite.
news.
We picked up a new follower on Twitter, the Buffalo and Erie Library system.
Okay.
So shout outs to our new listeners.
Sure.
Hello.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell us. Let's talk book news, buddy.
All right.
What do we got?
You want to start?
Sure.
Oh, this thing we do.
I know, it's so cute. Okay. Hey.
It's the second time you've called me cute. Stop it.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey.
It's not professional.
Hey, man. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're an attractive man.
Well, all right, sure.
Yeah, you'll take that. Okay. So this is book stuff.
This is book stuff.
Yeah, it's book stuff.
That's what we should have called this book. We should have
book
called the
stuff.
podcast Book Stuff with Eric and Nick.
Coming out November 15th. Eric, you've been patiently waiting for this. You're 22 books into this series. You've been saying, when's the next one coming out? When's the next one coming out? And I keep telling you, you got to hold on. Well, finally, Janet Ivanovich has sat down and has written Turbo 23. Wow. Book number 23 in the best-selling Stephanie Plum mystery series. Movie.
Is it a mystery series?
Is it? movie was based off this series starring Katherine Heigl as
Yeah.
Stephanie Plum.
Now, you're a huge Katherine Heigl fan.
No, I'm not.
From her Grey's Anatomy time.
No.
Oh.
Well, I liked her on Grey's Anatomy. I'll give her that. Speed is the name of the game as Stephanie Plum returns in Turbo 23, the
Yeah.
thrilling, fast-paced new adventure from #1 New York Times best-selling author Janet Ivanovich.
Yeah.
I reached out to Janet Ivanovich to see if she would come and do a talk here at the auditorium and be one of our visiting authors. She only does venues that are 600 seats and up. We only have 300
I don't think you
seats.
should have badmouthed her. No, we'll
I'm
never
not
get
bad,
her.
no, I'm just telling you. That's just,
She's hard to get.
we tried. She's hard to get. Yeah.
Nobody
so
puts Janet Ivanovich in the corner.
They sure don't. That's coming out November 15th, so you got a while for
All right,
there.
yeah.
Alice Hoffman, a best-selling author of The Marriage of Opposites and The Dove Keepers. You're a dove keeper.
I keep many doves.
Do you? Okay. She's got her new book coming out, Faithful. This is coming out November 1st. From New York Times best-selling author comes a soul-searching story about a young woman struggling to redefine herself and the power of love, family, and fate. Well,
Cool.
great. Now I'm going to have The Power of Love by Huey Lewis stuck in my
Yeah.
head for the rest of this episode. Thanks, Alice Hoffman.
Yeah.
Faithful's coming out November 1st if you're an Alice Hoffman
Sure.
fan. If you're not an Alice Hoffman fan, that's not going to stop this book from coming out.
Yeah.
So-
You should still read it. Broaden your
coming out.
horizons. Today,
Yeah.
I told Nick to broaden his horizons in his musical choices.
Yeah, we were at
so
Music Alley.
He picked up some Beach Boys.
Yeah, later Beach Boys.
Yeah.
I've been in a Beach Boys zone. I finished the Mike Love biography.
Yeah.
And I have Pet Sounds.
Yeah.
I have the hits. I don't have a lot of like the deep cut albums. So
All
I
right.
found a couple of obscure ones at Music Alley. So
There you go.
What did you get? You got some stuff for the collection.
For the library?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got us the first season of
Boardwalk.
the originals and Boardwalk Empire.
Okay. I've never seen either of those.
I didn't meet. They're not my kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Well, this is your kind of thing.
Sure is.
The one that I'm about to tell you.
Hit me.
I picked it for you.
All right.
For you alone.
Okay.
Coming out November 8th.
Animorphs,
From
My Story by Eric
Noted
Mickles.
sci-fi author Timothy Zahn.
Really?
Yeah. Comes StarCraft.
What?
Evolution.
StarCraft based off of the StarCraft the video game?
Looks like it.
Read
Well, you tell me.
me a
In
description.
StarCraft Evolution, the war between the Terrans, the Protoss, and the Zerg
It's Protoss.
has been over for years, but the fight for peace is still being waged. As the
Yeah.
Terran Dominion struggles to recover from the ravages of war, Emperor Valerian Mengsk has
yeah.
no intention of ruling in the same bloody manner as his father, the late Arcturus.
Oh boy, spoiler warnings.
Instead of seeking vengeance, Valerian is determined to maintain the peace. So when he receives an urgent plea for aid from Zagara,
Yeah.
overqueen of the savage Zerg swarm, he agrees to hear her case despite his personal misgivings and the severe disapproval of Hierarch Artanis of the Protoss.
Taurus of the Protoss.
Okay, Protoss. All right, are you excited?
I love StarCraft.
All
I
right.
love the StarCraft universe so
Okay.
much.
I'm
I'm mad that the Warcraft movie bombed so bad because now I'll never get a StarCraft movie.
These are different.
Yes.
Warcraft and StarCraft different.
Warcraft, because do you remember real-time strategy games
Yeah.
on the computer
Yeah.
where like you had to build armies, but it was all in real time?
Yeah.
StarCraft was one of those. It was they had Warcraft, which was one of those, and then it became the World of Warcraft thing. StarCraft was a real-time strategy game as well, set in space.
Okay.
In the future, it has nothing to do with Warcraft other than they're like similar genres and stuff. It had 3 races, like you just read: the Terran, which are the humans from Earth,
Sure.
the Protoss, which are like these psychic aliens, and the Zerg, which are these insectoids that can morph into
And
other
that's the
creatures.
Buzz Lightyear fights Evil Emperor Zerg. Is that right?
He does, yeah,
Same.
So-
Same guy?
yeah,
Okay.
same thing.
All right. So, are you going to read this book?
There's still some of the books that I need to read from the other ones.
This
I'm
seems
actually
like-
playing StarCraft 2 right
Oh
now.
my gosh. Well, my apologies to your wife then for bringing this up.
I love StarCraft.
I don't know if this is. I guess it's part of a series. I don't know where it fits.
I think this might be the third game. The third part of the second game finally came out. The Protoss
Okay.
one, Legacy of the Void, and I think this is like after that now.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it looks like there's like a 4-volume series, then a standalone in 2006,
I
and then this one.
played
So,
so much StarCraft as a kid.
good for you.
So
Well,
much.
I knew you'd enjoy that one.
Oh boy.
All right. So, and now we're going to move over to
The
large
Protoss. They have this
Protoss,
ship called
yeah.
a carrier.
Okay.
And it's great because it looks like a blimp from the screen.
Yeah.
And it flies around, but it has these 8 drones. You can have up to 8 drones in it.
Yeah.
And they just swarm out of the ship and just start shooting everything around.
Yeah.
So you get like 12 of those carriers.
Yeah.
And you just fly into somebody else's base. Oh man.
Sure.
It's chaos of friend. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's awesome.
Okay.
All right, sorry.
No, that's all right. So
The Terran have this shit. I'll stop.
in large print, we have Wendy.
Protoss?
No, this is
StarCraft Evolution in large print?
related. Wendy Corsi. You know what though? We do a special delivery service with the Office for the Aging where we deliver books to
Yeah.
Meals on
Have
Wheels.
they requested StarCraft?
No, but people do request sci-fi, and there is like shockingly little sci-fi.
Yeah.
I mean, in our collection, we don't have very many at all. But when you look, it's just not it's not often an option to have sci-fi in large print. So we have a few special things that I grabbed for that.
All right.
Anyway, Wendy Corsi Staub is back in her Lily Dale Mystery 2, Something Buried, Something Blue. I think it's supposed to be Something Borrowed.
Yeah.
Oh, but she's... Okay, I get it.
Yeah, something is buried,
New York
though.
Times best-selling author Wendy Corsi Staub is back at the second in her critically acclaimed Cozy Mystery series. So if you're a Cozy Mystery fan, look out October 11th because we're getting this in large
And
print.
it's starting to get chilly out, so you're
One
going to need
more
those
that I
cozy
wanna
mysteries.
mention, also coming out October 11th, we have I Am Brian Wilson, a memoir.
See, I was going to save this for you. Wait, that's way too soon for you to be
October
talking
11th.
about. Yeah,
That's
that's
so
in
far
2
away.
weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry.
Anyway, it's
But
fine. It's
Brian
fine.
Wilson sort of wrote a biography years ago when he was under the influence of a evil like therapist life coach who took over his life.
Sure.
So that one doesn't count.
All right.
So this is the first one. So I'm probably going to read this because there's a schism within the Beach Boys where Mike Love is I suppose he would be the Cyclops and Brian Wilson would be the Wolverine. But you could go either way.
Okay.
So I'm curious to see Brian Wilson's take on that. But
Yeah.
That's coming out October 11th. You can
All right.
still talk about it when it comes out in multiple weeks.
I will, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll make sure Brian Wilson gets enough coverage.
Definitely.
On all the books.
Yeah, he's got to. All right. Take it away. What do you got coming out this week?
All right, September 27th. Bless you.
Thank you, Muddy.
2016.
Hold on. Am I going to like these?
I hope so.
Okay.
We've got some nonfiction. Let's
Okay.
start.
All right.
Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah.
So I guess it's his biography.
It's getting like amazing reviews.
Is
and
it really?
everything. Yeah. Publishers Weekly, Kirkus. Across the board, it's really...
Look, I'm not saying
Got a lot
he's
of-
a poet.
Okay. What if he's a poet, but
So,
didn't know it?
He's pretty good at telling us. I mean, you listen to something like Jungle Town. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an 8-minute story.
Yeah, well,
So,
born in the USA, you know right where he's born just from the title. So
yeah,
and
that's true.
telling a
There you
tale
go.
right there. There's a complimentary, not complimentary. What am I saying? Well, a CD that goes with it.
That's true.
I guess
Yes.
that could be complimentary.
It'll be exciting. We're getting this right.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think I might actually want to read this one.
Okay.
So he says,
I was thinking about
writing
wanting
about
to read
yourself is a funny business, but in a project like this, the writer has made one promise to show the reader his mind. In these pages, I tried to do this. Bruce Springsteen from the pages of Born to Run.
Okay.
It's funny he says made one promise because he has an album called The Promise.
Ah,
That's not that funny. It's funny that he called it Born to Run because he also has a song called Born to Run.
weird.
Yeah.
It's almost like Magic, which is weird.
Oh my gosh!
It's called Magic.
Do you know tramps like you and me were born to run?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, is that part of the song?
It doesn't matter. Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear by Elizabeth Gilbert, who wrote Eat, Pray, Love.
Oh,
So
okay.
I guess she's got a new book out.
World's longest movie.
Is it really?
I
I've
think
never
so,
seen
yeah,
the
it's very
movie.
long.
Uh,
I think my wife and her sister sat down to watch it, and they only got through Eat and Pray.
Oh, Vern. Let's say, okay, Pop Sugar says, a must read for anyone hoping to live a creative life. I
Yes.
dare you not to be inspired, to be brave, to be free, to be curious.
Wow.
So that's all.
That's it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I'm going to read about it.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. We've got some more. We got some fiction here.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to bring up this one because this actually comes out the 26th. Woman of God by James Patterson
We have this one.
and Maxine Pietro.
We have this
Yep.
one down in the wings waiting for us to be able to legally release it. Actually, this
St.
one's-
Peter's Square, Rome. White smoke signals that a new pope has been chosen.
Yeah.
Is it possible that the new pope is a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I brought a book up because I want to talk about this because we talk about James Patterson and all the stuff he does,
Yeah.
right? All right, let me read the description. The book
Okay.
is called Stalking Jack the Ripper.
Okay, wait. Before we do, well, I want to talk about this Woman of God one, but yes, go ahead.
Okay, so the book is called Stalking Jack the Ripper.
Okay.
The back of the book reads, he murdered women in cold blood. He terrorized an entire city. He taunted those who have hunted him down. But despite all these horrors, in the end, I could not deny it. I was the girl who loved the Ripper.
Okay.
So this is a young adult book we just
Yeah.
got by Carrie, however you want to say her last name. How would you say that?
Oh boy,
Yeah.
Maniscalco.
Okay. So Carrie has written this book called Stalking Jack the Ripper. No co-author.
Yeah.
But here at the very top, it says James Patterson presents.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Oh my
He's
gosh.
not even. It's not even.
Well, that's, we talked about the Bookshots Flames,
Right.
which are geared towards ladies, you
Right.
would assume.
Sure.
They're not co-authored by James Patterson. They're just called James Patterson's Bookshot Flames and list an author.
don't-
So now he's getting into just above the marquee.
He's not. There's no rhyme or reason to it anymore.
No.
It's James Patterson Presents. It's James
Yeah.
Patterson's.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, it's just
This
James.
guy's everywhere.
He is.
Anyway.
Yeah, he's out of control. The book Woman of God about the woman pope
Yeah.
actually sounded pretty interesting to me, and the cover is different from any other James Patterson book. So
Yeah.
it's
It actually looks like a book you'd find in the religious section.
Yeah, it does.
So.
It does. I have no faith in Maxine Pietro though, so I don't know if I'll read
Yeah,
it.
spanning the globe from drug dens, high-powered law firms, and churches of Boston to the horrific brutality of a civil war in the Sudanese desert, to the beauty, violence, and spiritual enlightenment of the Holy Land. Woman of God is an epic, thrilling tale of perseverance, love, trust, and nothing less than what is meant to live in a fallen world.
Yeah, sounds
So-
kind of interesting.
Yeah.
In other James Patterson news, he had a bookshot coming out called The Murder of Stephen King. So I saw this on some early notices that we got, and I thought, geez, what a terrible idea. Like, why would you write a book about murdering someone,
Yeah.
who's like a real person? Why would you
Yeah,
do that?
and Stephen King has said James Patterson sucks.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And I mean, Stephen King has had scary things before.
Yeah.
People
So-
messing with him. So anyway, it caused kind of everybody's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Well, James Patterson recently just came out and said that it's never going to see the light of day. It was already scheduled and probably printed and ready to go, and he's canceled it entirely. So we'll never get to read the Murder of Stephen King because he thought it would just cause discomfort.
Yeah.
Even though he said there was no actual murder.
Yeah.
But just a weird thing to do, and then the reaction to it was so negative. That
Yeah,
it's not
it is
even
a
gonna
weird
get
thing to do.
published anymore. So
Yeah.
one less book.
I'm hoping to get less controversy when I write my Murder of Nick Gunning story.
Excuse me.
Murder of Nick Gunning by Eric Mickles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's not done yet, though. It's kind of like a true to life story, though. So
Wow.
I'm kind of waiting to figure out the ending, I guess.
Huh.
Yeah.
Me too. Wow. Hey, thanks for bringing me this water today.
Yeah, no problem.
Drink it.
Just finish it.
Oh,
No.
I'm not.
Okay.
thir-
All
I'm
right.
not
Well,
thirsty.
yeah. All right. Sure.
I'll just
Yeah. All right.
leave that for later.
Okay. Yeah. Now, where are you going to be tonight?
Oh, I don't.
All right. You can tell me later.
okay.
All right. I got to finish my book.
Okay.
So, all right. Here we got Christmas Caramel Murder.
Help me.
Christmas Caramel Murder. Hannah Swenson Holiday Mystery with Recipes
Huh.
by Joanne Fluke,
Oh yeah,
Queen of Cozy Mysteries.
she is. Yeah.
So, have you ever read any of the Joanne Fluke books?
No, I was
Not even in book club.
No, I had picked one for book club, but the reviews were just so bad.
Oh,
that
really?
I changed my mind at the last minute.
All right.
So no, I haven't read any.
Alex Cava. Is it Cava?
Sure.
All right. Reckless Creed, a Ryder Creed novel.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever read it? Are you familiar with Ryder Creed?
Yeah, I know the series, but I haven't read it.
Well, there's a new one. I don't know
Okay.
what number book series it is. What they find may be the most prolific killer in the United States has ever known.
Oh.
Nickelback. He's killing the music industry. Man, I hate Nickelback. Possession, The Steel Brothers Saga by Helen Hardit. It's book 3 of 6. So here you go. I've never heard of this. Oh, you know what? Sorry, everybody. This
What?
is in paperback.
Oh boy, that's all right though.
Actually, there's no option for hardcover.
Yeah.
So anyway. All right, now we're on to young adult. It's only young adult books, okay?
Yes. Okay.
All right. Like a River Glorious, which is book 2 of the Gold Seer trilogy. The first one was Walk on Earth, a Stranger
Okay.
by Ray Carson. That was a pretty popular book. Made a lot of lists last year for being great. So we have that coming in our collection. The
Okay.
Fever Code, Maze Runner Book 5 prequel, the Maze Runner series by James Dashner.
Boy.
I don't know if this. So it's a prequel, but so is the Kill Order.
Wait, so it's a prequel, but it's a sequel. It's a sequel to the prequel.
I don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't know if it takes place after the Kill Order.
Okay.
It talks about Wicked a lot, but I thought Wicked was good. Just kidding. Before there was the Maze, there was the Fever Code.
That was stupid.
So
All right.
there you go. Are you gonna read this?
No.
You love reading prequels
No, I
first.
don't.
Yes, you do.
I've given up.
All right.
I've
Crooked
given
Kingdom.
up. Jack
Ace-
Reacher taught me a lesson.
Sure did.
I read a Jack Reacher prequel and I hated it because I wasn't prepared.
Yeah. Crooked Kingdom, a sequel to Six of Crows by Leah Bardugo. The first one was called Six of Crows. So that was also a pretty popular one.
Okay.
You'd probably recognize the cover. It's just a dark cover with a crow on it.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah, I
also
think I know what you mean.
coming into our collection. And Swarm, which is book 2 in the Zero series. This is by Scott Westerfield. What was that?
A Swarm.
Oh, I've never read anything by Scott Westerfield. But
No,
he's another
me
big
either.
name in young adults.
I've sat in a Chesterfield, but I've never.
I don't...
No.
All right. Zeros is his newest one,
Yeah.
and so the sequel comes out now. He wrote stuff like Leviathan, Behemoth. He wrote The Pretties, or The Uglies. That's what it's
The
called.
Uglies.
The Ugly series.
Here's the uglies.
That was me.
I'm just
and
kidding.
it shows that you didn't learn anything from the book series The Uglies.
You're right. I didn't.
You're heartless. And then Bright Smoke, Cold Fire. I'm sorry. Bright Smoke, Cold Fire by Rosamund Hodge.
Okay.
It's... What's Sabriel?
I don't know.
Sabriel meets Romeo and Juliet. That doesn't help me.
No, it
I know
doesn't.
one of those
I know,
things.
yeah.
So,
Tragic teenage love. I guess that makes sense.
yeah. Oh, but look at this. They are called Romeo and Juliet, just with different names.
Confusing.
Yeah. And I'm sure Sabriel is in there somewhere. I'm gonna look this up while you vamp.
Oh, okay.
Sabriel. Oh wait, no, I'm supposed to do the thing.
That was confusing.
It's by Garth Nix. Are you familiar with this?
No.
You're not, because we've talked about it. I don't know anything about this. I'm closing this. Let's just get on to the New York Times bestsellers list.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
You ready to see where some of your favorites have landed
Yes.
this week?
I am.
All right, number 10 of the New York Times bestsellers list found in your local New York City newspaper thing. So sorry.
Whiff.
I'm so sorry.
Take 2.
I need some NyQuil.
Yeah, you do.
10. A Gentleman in Moscow
Oh.
by Amor Tals. Number 9. Here I Am by Jonathan Safran Foer. Sorry.
I love the way you said that one.
Thanks, man.
These books don't seem right to me. You sure you're on the right list?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hardcover fiction.
Okay.
They were up last
All right.
week. Here I Am, I think, was number 5 last
Okay.
week.
Rock Me Like a Hurricane. Here I am.
Yeah. Number 8, Apprentice in Death by J.D. Robb.
Dropping.
Wasn't that number 1?
It was.
Yeah. New this week at number 7, Nutshell by Anne McEwen. A fetus in utero overhears his mother plotting with his uncle to kill his father. The frick?
That's crazy.
That's what A fetus in utero
Yeah.
overhears his mother plotting with his uncle to kill his father.
Is Bruce Willis voicing the fetus?
I guess. John Travolta comes in there at some
Yeah.
point. Number 6, new this week, An Obvious Fact by Craig Johnson.
Longmire. Part of the Longmire
Sure
series,
is.
I bet.
You bet it is. Number 5, The Woman in Cabin 10. A travel writer on a cruise is certain she heard a body thrown overboard.
She heard
No
it?
one believes her.
Oh, no.
Because a body falling into the water sounds like anything falling into the water.
That's true.
And things falling into the water just sound like the water.
Yeah. When you're on a cruise ship, all you hear is splashing sounds outside.
Yeah. Or the sound of a cruise ship going.
Although good for her, because I was on a cruise ship once. I thought I heard a body go over. I didn't tell anyone.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, everybody was fine.
Okay. Number 4, The Underground Railroad by Colson
yeah.
Whitehead.
Colson
Nick's
Whitehead.
favorite book of the year.
Stick it in there. Yeah.
So-
Good for you, Colson.
That's been on the list for 7 weeks.
Yeah. Well, hey, what do I know?
Woman in Cabin 10's been there for 9 weeks.
Yeah. Sticking.
Stop saying sticking.
I heard some not so good reviews of that. Some of our desk workers who
Of
read
what? Cabin 10?
it. Cabin 10. Yeah.
Really?
Didn't like it.
All right, number 3, Razor Girl by Carl Hassan.
Hyacinth. Yeah.
The ex-cop Andrew Yancey from Bad Monkey gets involved in a kidnapping gone wrong. Oh, I thought you had something
no,
there.
I haven't read those books.
Okay. Have you read anything by the author?
No, they were super. I mean, when I worked at the library in Michigan, that was kind of during his peak, and people were desperate for the next one.
Yeah.
So
not
he
so
slowed
much
down
anymore.
quite a bit recently.
All right, new this week at number 2, Pirate by Clive Cussler and Robin Bursell.
Okay.
Sam and Remy Fargo pursue an ancient treasure. Okay, well, that describes any
Yeah, I only Clive Cussler.
Clive Cussler book. Yeah, I thought this was a Dirk Pitt book. No, that's one. That was an
That
advance
was an
notice.
advance, yeah.
All right, number 1 is new this week. Commonwealth by Anne Patchett, not Pratchett. 5 decades in the lives of 2 families, parents, children, siblings, stepchildren, remade by divorce.
Interesting.
Sure is. Divorce is very interesting.
Yeah, that's true. Anything on this list you want to read?
No. Anything about
It
what about
doesn't
you?
stand out to me that much either.
Yeah. I don't even know why I picked the girls. When
Yeah, random.
I think the Manson stuff
yeah.
was like slightly interesting. Like, I'll check this out. But I thought after I finished that, I'm like, maybe I'll read something else off the New York Times bestsellers list. But I almost read The Fall, the one about the plane, the small
I
plane.
did too.
But I saw some bad reviews for that.
Well, I picked that up and really didn't like the writing, so I
Yeah,
just
that's what I
never invested.
So, and then I just haven't. So,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, you could read that J.D. Robb one.
That's true. Or I could read Girl in Cabin 10.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe we
Find out
should, after all this
what all the hubbub
tearing
is about.
apart of it we've been doing.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's get to our main segment.
Okay. Well, this
I'm just
week,
going to lie down.
Yeah.
gonna
it
pass
sounds like
out?
it. Yeah.
You just carry on, all right?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Well, it's Banned Book Week here.
What?
Yeah. September 25th through October 1st.
We're banning all the books.
we
We're
take
banning
a
books
look at-
left,
yeah.
right,
We take
out
a
of the
look
library.
at banned books.
Yeah.
Books are banned for a lot of reasons, and it's something that we occasionally have to deal with here.
Yeah.
Where we'll get a complaint, or not always a complaint, sometimes just a concern, is it the kind of book we should have? And it's always hard.
Yeah.
It's always a difficult thing to answer because, you have to sort of you have to think about it, you have to decide, but ultimately censorship is
Bad.
it's just not something that you
Yeah.
want to get into. So,
Yeah.
and I know a library I worked in before, we had a thing where a patron who, objected to some of the things that we had,
Yeah.
romance novels mostly is what
Yeah.
they were, would like hide them. Would come in and like turn them over,
That's
put them
hilarious.
behind other books, and it was like a real problem.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you see this.
So you banned her?
Yeah.
Nice. Take that.
You see
Lady.
this in a lot of different ways.
Uh-huh.
And it's just it's a slippery slope. I think
Yeah.
is really what it is.
Yeah.
'Cause once you start suppressing content, where do you stop?
Yeah.
I think you could make an argument for a lot of things that, like, do we want people to read 50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
We're not
hard
banning
to-
books because they're bad.
Right.
I don't ban books.
Yeah. No, I don't either. But it's just it is something. It's come up. I mean, even since
Yeah.
you've been here, we've had to
Yeah.
look.
You
at
can't be a young
few
adult.
that are-
Like, you can't work with young adult books and not
Yeah.
deal with the occasional.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be in the young adult section.
Right.
Well, neither should you. Get out of here.
Well, and I mean, young
I-
adults
I-
is interesting.
I don't say
because
that a lot.
it's, like the Library of Congress, for example. Just it's a juvenile book. They don't
Yeah.
really distinguish. So,
Yeah.
I mean, in
Plus,
putting,
you got people like what's his name?
I don't
Starts
know.
with a G. Green. John Green.
Yeah.
Just pushing boundaries
Yeah.
to.
But I think you could by us putting a label on it that says young adult.
Yeah.
I mean that's our way of
Yeah.
sort of saying this is kind of a dividing point here, something that's not universally done.
Yeah.
It's more and more it's becoming like that. But so we have a few events this week to take a look at some books that were banned
Yeah.
over the years.
We're gonna have a book burning.
no.
What?
No.
Oh my gosh.
On the 27th,
How about a whole bunch of books on tax
Angelica
law?
listeners, you missed it unless you saw this on our Facebook. But Tuesday the 27th, we're doing a special screening of To Kill a Mockingbird, a book that is now cherished and beloved, but was banned.
Sure
at its
was.
time. And then we're having a special talk, 7:00, September 27th, Tuesday, in the Monday Club room with Dr. Jim Zoller from Houghton College, who teaches a course on censorship. He's going to come in, talk about some banned books. We're going to do some reading. So it should be an interesting night. So
Yeah.
hope you can join us for that.
Yeah. Oh, what a night.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, exactly. So we're going to look today at some books that, if you want more information about this topic, first of all, you can look at bannedbooksweek.org, where the ALA has a lot of stuff on it. But bannedbookweeks.org is run by a group of just a variety of people sort of get together and chair this and shine a light on some of this stuff.
Last year was kind of funny because it was Banned Book Week, or it was just right after Banned Book Week.
Yeah.
And in the news was a school having to ban Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman
Oh.
because a mom complained about it. Because there's a scene where one of the characters overhears a couple talking sexually, and the mom made a big fuss about it. They were like, but the teacher's like, all the kids really love the book anyway.
Yeah.
And it's just, and really, I couldn't even remember. And I love that book. I could not remember that scene.
Yeah.
It's like 2 seconds in there.
Well, it's funny. I mean, that's how it is. Some things you wouldn't even catch, and other
Yeah.
people would really
Yeah.
get stuck on it. So, anyway, you can see more information at bannedbooksweek.org. You can follow them on Twitter at bannedbooksweek for information.
Check out the shirt I got on
Yes,
right now.
Fahrenheit 451.
Fahrenheit 451.
Classic.
It was a gift
Yeah,
from this guy.
yeah,
I'm
that's
pointing
right.
at you. Pointing at Nick, everybody.
One of your favorites, Call of the Wild. high on the
Yeah,
list here.
yeah.
Banned books.
Let's get to it.
Let's do it. All right, so we're going to be looking at a couple years ago, the Library of Congress put together a special display of banned books talking about that. And some of the ones that they and Banned Books Week got together and sort of pulled aside.
Books
are
that
ones
shaped America.
Yeah, books that shaped America. So that's what we're going to dig into today. So first on their list is The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain,
boy.
1884. So you've read Huck Finn?
Yeah, I listened to it. I listened to
Oh,
Elijah
gosh.
Wood.
Okay.
If you didn't know I was listening to Adventures of Huck Finn, you might have thought I was listening to like a Tupac album back in the 90s. So there was a lot of times where I'm like, Elijah Wood, I know you're reading this book, but I don't think you can say
Yeah.
those words.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough to get through.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I mean, you could just be like, well, that was the time. But still, like,
Yeah.
we're at the point now where I feel like as a society, we would just be like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was
It's
the
tough.
time,
I
but it
mean,
was a bad time.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, I think that brings up an interesting point, too. Certainly it's not the case for this one, but I think when people hear banned books, they assume that they're, pornographic or
Yeah.
sexually explicit or, overly vulgar, but that's, they're banned for many reasons.
Yeah.
So it's not always that. It's just, certain things don't work. So the first ban of Mark Twain's American classic in Concord, Massachusetts in 1885 called it trash and suitable only for the slums.
It's not helpful that I didn't like the book at all either.
It's one of the most challenged books of all time, mostly for the racially insensitive, obviously, attitudes
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
But it's sort of an important part of American literature too. I mean, a lot of people say that American literature really started with Mark Twain.
I hope that's
So-
not true.
So I don't know. If,
So
I don't-
boring.
I don't really know if Huck Finn is the kind of book that we can just be like, no, forget it. It's gone.
We have it in our collection.
Yeah, you do.
In
And
our
I think you
reading
just have
list.
to be aware. You have
Yeah.
to understand. But
Yeah.
so the autobiography of Malcolm X.
Sure.
Malcolm X and Alex Haley.
It's funny that you can ban an autobiography.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're just banning history at this point.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I think at the time Malcolm X was sort of seen as the extreme opposite of like a Martin Luther King.
Yeah, one would say he was the Magneto
Yeah.
of Martin Luther King's Professor X.
That's exactly right. I think that you would say. So this was denied. According to Banned Books Week, objectors have called this seminal work a how-to manual for crime and decried because of anti-white statements present in the book.
Yeah.
So this was obviously objected to and put aside, and I think it's one it's been divisive because obviously it's key to a really terrible time in our country, and I think now with hindsight and looking back at it, I think it's easier to understand like where the anger and the hate was coming from, and also what Malcolm X's goals were. So it's an interesting one. It's interesting because it's true. I mean, it's nonfiction, so it's kind of an odd one to be on there.
Yeah.
You want to take one?
I don't want the next one, no.
Oh, okay. Beloved by Toni Morrison came out in 1987, also on the list. Pulitzer Prize winning novel by perhaps the most influential African-American writer of all time is assigned to high school English students.
Yeah.
And again, parents' complaints are lodged against the book because of its violence, sexual content, and discussion of bestiality.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's why I let you read that one.
Have you read it?
No.
Oh, you just know that.
No, I just read the description there.
Okay.
It's like, oh, I don't want to have to mention that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, and again, you can find a little bit more information on all of these at bandbookweeks.org/censorship/banned
Censorslip.
that shaped America. Woo, that's a mouthful.
A censored slip is called a nightgown.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you take the next one?
Sure. Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee by D. Brown, 1970. Not only is this in our library collection, this is in my personal collection.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, though.
Oh, okay, but you have
It's
it.
one of those books that I'm like, I gotta read it, and then
Yeah.
it just sits there. Subtitled An Indian History of the American West, this book tells the history of the United States' growth and expansion into the West from the point of view of Native Americans. So this book was banned in Wisconsin in 1974 because the book might be it's polarizing, and they wanted to avoid controversy at all costs. I read this quote earlier when you sent me this list. This quote makes me so mad. It says, if there's a possibility that something might be controversial, then why not eliminate it?
Oh my gosh.
the official stated.
Yeah.
Whoever this official is needs to shut up and just go away.
Yeah.
Needs to get a canteen and walk into the desert until he's never seen again.
Wow, take that,
What a
unnamed official.
Stupid thing to say.
Yeah.
If something is controversial, just eliminate it.
Yeah.
Shut up. All right.
Wow. Well, the next one's one of your all-time favorites. So
That's
you might
true.
wanna take that. I got
Can
it
you?
on my
Is there
phone right here.
any?
I'm ready to-
I can't. Are you like? You're not mad by that?
Of course I'm mad by that. Yeah, but that's the whole point. That's why we're talking about this, because these are things that people really think and feel, and that's one of, I think, our responsibilities as librarians, especially the biggest library in the county here, to be a place where
Yeah.
we have just free open access to information. I mean, that's kind of the goal.
Yeah.
So part of the reason why across the country we take time to look at banned books is because
Hopefully-
we don't want to perpetuate that kind of feeling.
Hopefully, there's listeners out there who maybe were thinking about banning a book,
Yeah.
but now they're hearing this and like, wait a second,
Yeah, maybe
that's
we
a
should-
crazy thing to
That's
do.
jive.
Yeah. I gotta get back into the music of the 60s and 70s and remember what's really right about
That's
this
right.
world.
Yeah, well, try the Beach Boys. I got some new albums. if
Sure
you wanna
do.
borrow.
All right, yeah, Beach Boys will definitely bring it back on track.
Yeah.
But I don't know where I'm going. This is the
California
worst
now.
trip I've ever
Yeah.
been on, or whatever. I've been listening to the Beach Boys in Nick's car.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Call of the Wild by Jack London. I don't understand this, because it's bloody and violent, but like, not really, and like dogs attacking each other way. But I never really read it in like, oh, that was a violent scene.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'd cut my teeth on Animorphs.
Well, maybe. I think a lot of things come up where this one says it's challenged for age appropriateness. So
That's true, because
I
of the
think-
animal thing.
Yeah, I think the part of the feeling is, and I'm not saying this is good,
Right.
but that people assume that it's like a heartwarming young animal story.
I can tell you, I'm
Young
going to be
kids
reading
read it and-
White Fang and Call of the Wild to my children.
Okay.
So, and Animal Farm. I'm
Yeah.
going to trick them with that one.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I like it.
But what surprises me here, it was burned in Nazi Germany in the 20s and 30s because it was considered too radical. But Call of the Wild presents a very naturalistic worldview.
Huh.
And you would think the Nazis would have been like pro that.
Yeah.
Like, if it's just, nature, then everything they're doing is right.
Right.
So it's weird that it got under the Nazi radar
Yeah.
for banning.
Yeah, you expect logical, reasoned thought from the Nazis, so it
All
was
right.
shocking.
Yeah, Catch 22.
Have you read Catch 22?
I haven't. I want to, though.
Okay.
Let's see. Strongville, Ohio refused to allow the book to be taught in high school English classroom in 1972. It was also refused to consider Cat's Cradle as a substitute text and removed both books from the library. This eventually led to 1976 district court ruling overturning the ban.
Wow.
So I wonder why, other than the guy just not wanting to join the military. Maybe it was one of those, like, this is anti-American.
Yeah.
Over here in
Yeah,
Ohio.
70s. So,
Yeah.
makes
Catcher in
sense.
the Rye, young Holden, favorite child of the censor. Oh, okay, favorite child. Frequently removed from classrooms and school libraries because it is unacceptable, obscene, blasphemous, negative, foul, filthy, and undermines morality.
Wow.
I think Holden always thought people never noticed anything.
Well, they noticed that he's blasphemous and obscene, I
Yeah,
guess. So.
I haven't read The Catcher
good.
in the Rye.
No, I haven't either.
Now I kind of want to.
Yeah, seriously. We should have a banned books book
Yeah.
club.
If you ban a book, you have only increased its sales.
Oh, that's true.
So
Well, geez, I think that's why Dan Brown is still writing books
Yeah,
to this day, because the outcry after the Da Vinci Code
Yeah.
made everyone be like, well, what's in this book? I got to read it.
all right, I'll take this next one, and then you can go on.
Okay.
Fahrenheit 451, a
Oh,
book
yeah.
about censorship.
Yeah.
And I love this. Rather than ban the book about book banning outright, Fernando Middle School in Irvine, California, utilized an expurgant version of the text in which all the hells and dams were blacked out. Other complaints have said the book went against objectors' religious belief.
Oh, boy. Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Having a book that is
I mean, how do they
specifically
not-
about banning.
How do you do something like that and not see the irony? You know,
It's crazy.
It's just we should burn these books. It's absurd.
Oh, look! Apparently, Fahrenheit 451 is the right temperature. Get the oven!
They took a how-to manual.
Yeah. I've never
Oh,
thought
man.
wearing a Fahrenheit 451 t-shirt was so rebellious.
Yeah.
But here it
apparently.
is.
Yeah, it sure is. Woo.
That is crazy.
Okay. How are we doing on time? How many more you want to do?
I mean, let's see. We're about an hour.
Okay. Well,
So,
next.
I mean, there's so much here.
I know there is a lot. We might
whom
have
the
to
bells
break
tolls.
it. Yeah. Shortly after its publication, the U.S. Post Office, which purpose was in part to monitor and censor distribution of media and text, declared the book non-mailable. Wow, easy, the post office. This
Yeah.
is For Whom the Bell Tolls, Ernest Hemingway. In the 1970s, 8 Turkish booksellers were tried for spreading propaganda unfavorable to the state because they'd published and distributed the text.
Oh.
This wasn't Hemingway's only banned book. A Farewell to Arms and Across the River and Into the Trees were also censored domestically and abroad in Ireland, South Africa, Germany, and Italy.
Wow.
The post office
Yep.
refused to mail it.
Gone with
Wow.
the Wind is
Wow.
here. The Grapes of Wrath
Oh, that's
was
interesting.
banned because of its profanity and sexual references.
Hmm.
Wow. That is crazy. Great Gatsby. I guess because it has booze,
Yeah.
it says, and decadent lives,
Yeah,
but like,
that's excess, you know.
but it's all negative.
Yeah.
You don't envy these
Well,
people.
yeah, but I mean, I feel like the people banning these books are probably
Yeah.
not the people who are thinking about, you
Yeah.
know, the content in a thoughtful way.
Yeah.
Just sort of like,
Red
what?
Badge
Look
of
at that.
Courage is on
Yeah.
this list.
Howl always comes up. That Howl's going to be featured in our talk tomorrow. It's an
Nice.
Allen Ginsberg work.
Here's the thing I don't understand. On this list, you got Stranger in a Strange Land by Robert A. Heinlein.
Oh.
And the book is very sexual and everything. It says parents were given more control over what their child was assigned to read in class, and so they kicked this. I don't know why kids are reading Stranger in the Strange Land. As an adult, I thought it was long and boring. Seems like a weird book for kids to have ever been. It was retained at 2003. Such a weird choice for teenagers.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, more power to them. It's just not a book I want to read. Can I also say it's crazy that Where the Wild Things Are is on this list
Huh.
because it's dark.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's I read that. I read that to my son, and I could sort of like it did sort of freak me out just a little bit. I mean, the kid sort of like climbing out the window and going off and
Yeah.
having these adventures. I mean, it was sort of like, ooh, I
Yeah.
don't know if I don't know if I want that to be in his head.
Sure.
But
Yeah, because Christopher Robin's parents are completely involved with his adventures.
they are. They totally are. Streetcar Named Desire. That's another interesting one. Tennessee Williams play. I'm a
Yeah.
big Tennessee Williams fan.
Well, there's that
Uh,
big ending.
yeah.
That's disturbing.
Yeah, so this was let's see. Oh, even the film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Sexual content of this play, which later became a popular and critically acclaimed film,
Yeah.
raised eyebrows and led to self-censorship when the film was being made. The director left a number of scenes on the cutting room floor to get an adequate rating and protect against complaints of the play's morality.
Oh, boy.
So it is a pretty intense
Yeah.
play. There's no question
Hey,
about that.
in a book you just read, To Kill a Mockingbird.
That's right.
So,
Harper Lee's Great American Tome stands as proof positive that the censorious impulse is alive and well in our country even today. For some educators, the Pulitzer Prize-winning book is one of the greatest texts teens can study in an American literature class. Others have called it a degrading, profane, and racist work that promotes white supremacy.
do you find that to be true, having read it?
No,
It's like the
I wouldn't
opposite.
say that. Yeah, I think that's a really weird takeaway from that.
So,
Yeah,
people
it's
are
odd.
crazy.
Well, this list in full and with a lot more information again
Yeah.
can be found at bannedbooksweek.org/censorship /banned books that shaped America. Let's just quickly
I'll
run.
put the link in the description as
good.
well.
Okay. Here are the rest of the titles: In Cold Blood, Invisible Man, The Jungle, Leaves of Grass, Moby Dick, Native Son, Our Bodies, Ourselves, The Red Badge of Courage, Scarlet Letter, Sexual Behavior in the Human Male, Stranger in a Strange Land, Their Eyes Were Watching God, Uncle Tom's Cabin, and The Words of Cesar Chavez. So
Nuts.
all those will be found there, and hope you can join us Tuesday
Remember when,
night for the talk.
Yeah. Remember when Harry Potter was being banned too?
Yeah,
It was crazy.
yeah.
The only book kids wanted to read are like, no,
Yeah.
you can't read what you
Oh, I
want to read.
remember. I mean, that was in my community. That was a big thing. It promotes witchcraft.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that was the big concern that it was
Crazy.
like that. And I always thought it was funny because it's like, yeah, Harry Potter's evil. Let's go watch The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
which is about good witches and bad witches.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just there.
Yeah.
I mean, every fairy tale has a witch in it.
Yeah.
You know, but Harry
It-
Potter was. The
It's
one.
nuts. I don't understand banning books.
Yeah.
I don't understand telling kids they can't read something they want to read.
Yeah.
So, if my teacher had been like, in 5th grade, you're too young to read Michael Crichton, I would have never,
Yeah.
I would have just read Jurassic Park somewhere
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, well, it's damaging. I mean, I think you kind of hope. I mean, I guess like as a parent, I would hope that my son would be prepared for that kind of stuff. And would,
Yeah, I've been
would
giving him a
bring
lot of
questions.
controversial things
Have
to
you?
read
But
on the
I
side.
would hope that he would know to like bring questions.
Yeah.
If he had it, you know.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know. It's gross.
Yeah,
I think censorship and book banning is just
Yeah.
plain gross.
it sure is.
So, and we're not going to do it.
Yeah. All right, so then the official stance of all the books is that we don't ban
Yeah,
books.
we're anti-book banning.
Yeah.
So I
Book
hope that's
burning,
not
forget
too
it.
shocking.
Yeah.
I hope we don't end up on a list of banned podcasts.
Oh my gosh, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
our
that's true.
our listeners
That's true.
would go up.
Man, I would
Crazy.
get that tattooed on me so fast.
Yeah.
Do you want to get matching all the books tattoos? Do you want to get matching all the books tattoos? You're afraid
all
of
right.
the needle. You're
Yeah.
afraid of the needle, aren't you?
Sure am.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Shirts?
Well, I'm also-
T-shirts.
What?
You want to get T-shirts then?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Oh wait, how were those shirts stitched together with a needle?
Well, actually, they're tattoo shirts.
Ugh.
Yeah, like people get tattooed wedding rings. We're just going to tattoo a whole shirt.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's going to be,
Sure.
yeah. It'll go good with the spider web I have up my neck.
Yeah,
The
it really
tattoo.
would.
So, oh, whew. Banned books. So,
Maybe that'd be smart because if you had a spider web tattooed on your face and flies are afraid of spider webs, they'd be like buzzing, buzzing, and
Oh
they're
my
like,
gosh.
"Wait a second,
Yeah.
that's a spider
Yes.
web. I'm out of here."
that is brilliant.
Yeah.
Thanks for that suggestion.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
But then a spider web be like, "I'm going to make this my
Yeah, you
home."
might be like, well, look at that. He'll just move right in.
Yeah. Can't believe somebody left this here.
So what do you have coming up in library news?
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
But our listeners don't.
Yeah.
We've got our after-school card games for teens
Uh-huh.
on Tuesdays at 3 o'clock until about 5.
Mm-hmm.
Kids can play Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic and Pokemon and Naruto. On Wednesday nights at 5:30, we got our teen anime club. And then, yeah.
Okay. Book
And
clubs?
October
Oh, sorry.
7th, we're watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows.
Shadows. Okay.
I've already watched it.
I know. Oh, did you like it?
I did like it. It wasn't it. It's weird. You said why isn't it PG?
Yeah.
And I watched it, and it really should be
Okay.
because the only reason it's PG-13 is because they give Casey Jones a few swears.
Yeah.
And if you take those out, I imagine it would go down to PG. And if it was PG, I think I would have been more on board with the tone they went with because
Yeah.
it was a little bit more kid-friendly
Yeah.
than the first one. I think it's a
weird-
much
I
better.
don't know, it's a weird audience.
I
they're
think
going for.
it's good. I think it's a really good movie. The Turtles actually have like a storyline
Oh, that's nice.
and like an emotional problem they all have to get over, and like all the characters are like really well done in it. Casey Jones, played by Steve Armel, not so great,
Okay.
but Bebop and Rocksteady are pretty funny. Krang is disgusting.
Okay.
I don't know if there was a way to do a giant brain
Yeah, probably not.
like Krang and not
Probably
make it
not.
gross. Shredder's underused. Shredder's barely in it.
Okay.
But he was the main villain of the first
Yeah.
one. And Baxter Starcom is in it, played by
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry,
Yeah.
doing like a parody version of Neil deGrasse Tyson.
That's funny.
And it's pretty funny.
They should have just got Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, they really should have. Vernon's pretty good in it too.
Okay.
Played by I can never remember his name.
Oh, Will Arnett.
Yes, Will
Yeah,
Arnett. He's
I
really
love Will
funny.
Arnett.
So, I think you would enjoy it. I think everything you didn't like about the first one is gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't deal with the origin stuff at all.
Okay.
I think it's fun.
All right.
I think you'd really like it.
Yeah, I probably will never watch it.
Just do it.
No.
Ugh!
For my library news, as I mentioned, Tuesday the 27th at 2 o'clock, we're showing To Kill a Mockingbird.
I'm never watching that.
Okay. I've never seen it, actually. I've only read the book.
Oh.
7 o'clock is our talk with Dr. Jim Zoller in the Monday Club room. You
Yeah.
can join us for that talk and reading of some banned books.
Yeah, he taught me poetry.
Did he?
Yeah, I
oh,
took
did you
his
have him
class.
as a professor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. I never did.
Yeah.
What else? Book clubs. Currently reading Girl on a Train and Emma by Alexander McCall Smith. The next round is Frankenstein by Dean Koontz. That'll be our Halloween read. We've got a lot of fun stuff planned for Halloween. We'll talk about that as we get closer. But we've got some movie showings. We've got just a lot of cool stuff going on here in the library for that. And of course, Alexander McCall Smith coming October 20th.
Sure.
So if you want tickets for the reception and for the book signing, I urge you to get them early because that's limited.
Are you going to read the sequel to Girl on a Train?
Snakes on a Plane.
I was gonna say chugga chugga stab stab.
Oh yeah,
But you beat me to it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll read it.
Chugga chugga
Sure.
stab stab.
Yeah, I'll read
All
Chugga
right.
Chugga Stab Stab. I love it. I love it. I do want to see the movie Girl on the Train. The
I
previews
no,
look
thank
kinda
you.
Cool. You don't
No,
want to see it?
thank you.
Oh, okay.
Emily Blunt said
Emily
it though.
Blunt.
Somebody
Okay.
else that I was kind of surprised.
I didn't recognize anybody but Emily Blunt.
All right, there was somebody else I knew.
Okay. Well, remember to rate us on iTunes if you like us. If you don't like us, you don't have to rate us. That's
Yeah.
fine.
I mean, again, we're against censorship, so
Right,
go
yeah,
ahead
yeah.
if it's the thing you want to do.
Say your negative feelings. That would
Yeah.
be great. You can follow us on Twitter at All the Book Show. And remember, we want to hear your thoughts about Alexander McCall Smith, about Halloween reads,
Sure do.
Halloween movies. So you can send them all there. Or find us on Facebook at David A. Howe Public Library. You can
Yeah.
always email us at wellsville@stls.org.
Yeah.
And then we're just here in the library. So you can stop in, chat with us.
Yeah.
You don't like that?
Ah.
You don't,
I don't know.
You feel too
We might get
exposed.
some extreme fans who just
Oh,
want to talk
yeah.
to us all the
That's
time.
true. Yeah, always take.
And I got work to do.
and stuff. Yeah,
So.
I understand. Well, thanks, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.